setup, hoping that this setup can kind of become the norm-ish. I'm in my bedroom right now, but in the spare room, I have a desk where is where you are usually sitting watching me. And I thought that this is a bit more of a, I don't know, it's more pretty. I wish my head wasn't so big so that you could see my pothos propagation up behind me, but I've propped up the laptop just a tiny bit just to see if that would work out. So this is a work in progress, just like everybody, and you'll notice that the sun is now in a different position in the morning when I filmed, because you can always tell by the clothing. In the morning when I filmed the tapping video, the sun was there in the sky, and it shines into the spare room really, really well. Now it is the late afternoon, and the sun is like right there, so it lights me up. So I hope that you can hear in the background. I've just lit a candle. It's a peaches and cream candle from Mala, the brand, and it's a coconut soy candle. It's a wood wick, so I'm not gonna tip it over so that you can see. You can just trust me, but you can hear the crackling, 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 the crackling of the candle. The crackling, the crackling, the crackling, the crackling, the crackling of the candle. I've had this candle. I'm just gonna put it on my nightstand. I've had that candle for probably 2 years now, and the reason why I kept it for so long is because it was really strong, like really strong. And so what I thought I would do is, when I first got it, it was a gift, and what I thought I would do is put it in my car with the lid off to make my car smell nice, and it smelled perfect for like 2 years, and now it's been like 2 winters in my car and a really hot summer, so it got a bit parched, it started looking weird. So I just thought that I would kind of salvage it and burn it here while we're doing a bunch of Christmas decorating, and that is exactly like my family celebrates Christmas, so we're doing a lot of decorating. But I just decided to light it so that it can make my spaces smell beautiful, because it doesn't have the strength to make like a huge space smell nice. So I was going to just leave it at filming the tapping video today, but I got a package, and it's a package from Indigo, and if you know literally anything about me, it's that I spend way too much money at Indigo, and this year I had a budget. Hopefully you can't hear that. You can definitely hear that. The crackling. The reason why I'm pausing right now is because I think there's loud noises going on outside my door, so I'm just gonna go the crackling of the candle, 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 the crackling of the candle. My microphone is right here. I'm still trying to find a way to put it here, but nothing's perfect. We just have to accept imperfection sometimes. I do love the sound of a woodwick candle. I do love the sound of a woodwick candle. Sorry for a really aggressive cut there. It's just that a whole bunch of noise started outside my door, so I just thought I'd let it pass. But this year, because I left Starbucks, I had to quit my job for my mental health. I decided that I would budget, and I set aside a good amount of money so that I could buy Christmas gifts for my mom and my grandma, the 2 most important people in my life, and 1 or 2 for my best friend. And this year, it was kind of a good lesson on budgeting, because I was not very good with budgeting before, but now that I've had to like consciously think about it, I think it's something that I'm gonna keep doing regardless. It's something that I'm gonna keep doing regardless, but I have been like sale hunting, I have been deal hunting, and the one nice thing is that in that, what I ended up doing is I ended up probably getting just as much as I normally would, which thank goodness, because I like giving. I ended up getting as much as I normally would, and I also was able to take advantage of some things. So I got 4 books for myself, and these were all like on heavy discount, thank goodness. But I thought I would just do a little book haul because they came in like they were delivered to me today, in the post office box, like in the mailbox on our street. So we're gonna do just a quick book haul with the candle going on in the background. So the first one is God Killer by Hannah Gaynor. The God Killer by Hannah Gaynor, and very honestly, this cover is what sold me on it. I pre-ordered this quite a long time ago, like when it was first announced, simply because of the cover, and it came in with this shipment of 3 books that I had ordered earlier. And this book, the cover is just so gorgeous that I couldn't not get it. This is when I still worked at Starbucks and we had just gotten a raise, so like, yay. But I just love the way that the cover looks. I love the way that the cover looks, very sort of like fantasy, dark fantasy kind of thing going on. And it seems like it'll be a pretty good book as well. It's quite thin, which I need some shorter books to kind of intersperse with the longer books I'm reading. Like I'm still reading the Sunbearer Trials, the one that I read in that video quite a while ago, and then I just started a new book. Oh, my microphone is sitting on it. And it's quite long, and it's not tedious, but like it's written in a way where I can get through a chapter, and that's pretty much all I want to get through. It's a nice story, but it's just not something that I can it's not riveting yet. I'm sure it'll get to the point where I'm like blasting through 3 chapters at a time, but until that point, I have some shorter books to look forward to. So this book, on the back, it says, "Enter a land of gods and monsters, soldiers and mercenaries, secrets and wishes. Gods are forbidden in the kingdom of Midrin, formed by human desires and fed by their worship. There are countless gods in the world. But after a great war, the new king outlawed them and now pays, quote, God killers to destroy any who try to rise from the shadows. As a child, Kizen saw her family murdered by a fire god. Now she makes a living killing them and enjoys it. But this all changes when Kizen is tasked with helping a young noble girl with a god problem. The child's soul is bonded to a tiny god of white lies, and Kizen can't kill it without ending the girl's life too. Joined by a disillusioned knight on a secret quest, the unlikely group must travel to the ruined city of Blenraiden, where the last of the wild gods reside, to each beg a favor. Pursued by assassins and demons in the midst of a burgeoning civil war, they all face a reckoning. Something is rotting at the heart of their world, and they are the only ones who can stop it." Sounds amazing. I love fantasy. I love high concept fantasy. I love interesting fantasy that kind of does different things with the genre. So this sounds like it'll be the perfect book for me. And I also plan on doing like a book review video probably once in a while, just whenever I finish one, just because it's fun to just like talk about them, and I'm very passionate about books. So and like reading. So I'll definitely make sure to like update on that one, and I'll probably read the first chapter of it as like a bedtime lo-fi thing, like I did with the Sunbearer Chronicles, or the Sunbearer Trials. Sorry, I keep getting names wrong. I got like North Atlantic Treaty Organization wrong in the countries video. Now I'm getting the name of the book I'm reading right now wrong. So anyway, the next book is Locklands by Robert Jackson Bennett. This is the third book in a trilogy that I have been reading, and this came out earlier this year, but I thought the store page said next year, so when I saw this, I was like, how did I miss it? But I missed it because I didn't know that it was coming out this year. I thought it was coming out in 2024, but I'm very excited for this. Like, it's such a good, it's such a unique fantasy book. Like, again, it takes, like, it kind of plays with the fantasy genre. It has an interesting magic system. There's a lot going on, which I absolutely love. And it's got like compelling characters. It's kind of fun. It's tongue-in-cheek. It's more sort of self-aware than books that I usually read. It's not very serious, but it is. I don't know. And like, there are huge consequences in it. Like, the end of the second book, I didn't think that an author would be brave enough to take it where Robert Jackson Bennett took it, but they did, and I'm very excited to see how it all shakes out. I'm not going to read the blurb, just in case you want to get into it. The first book is called... the first book, I just have it on my bookshelf over there. The first book is called Foundry Side, and it is a wonderful series. If you like fantasy, and you also like mid-length novels, this, I would say, is a great mid-length novel. Like, it's only, I should say, this series has a bunch of great mid-length novels. This one is this is the acknowledgements, but this one is actually 541 pages, so that's quite long. But I'm not gonna complain. Yeah, it's actually quite a big book. Maybe they're not mid-length, they're long fantasy novels. But if this one is anything like the first two, I got through them very quickly. Like, I never wanted to stop reading them. The next book that I'm really excited for is What If It's Us? There we go. What If It's Us? What If It's Us? By Becky Albertalli and Adam Silvera. This book I've been looking at forever. Like, it's been out for a while, and it has a sequel out. It's also got a nice spine. But I've been looking at this book forever, and it always gets pushed to the back of my list. But now it's on my list, of course, because I have it, and this was amazing. It's good that I waited for as long as I did to get it, because this is $16 now as the paperback, and because I got it on sale, it cost, I think it's like $6 for like a full book, which is crazy these days. But this is another LGBTQ content book, which I'm very excited for. It describes itself as a gay rom-com, which I'm really into. I love gay books, all that kind of stuff, because it's like I get to read about people like me, and then also it puts more money into diverse authors, so and authors willing to put out diverse content. So the blurb for this one says, Arthur is only in New York for the summer, but if Broadway has taught him anything, it's that the universe can deliver a show-stopping romance when you least expect it. Ben thinks the universe needs to mind its business. If the universe had his back, he wouldn't be on his way to the post office carrying a box of his ex-boyfriend's things. But when Arthur and Ben meet cute at the post office, what exactly does the universe have in store for them? Maybe nothing at all. After all, they get separated. Maybe everything. After all, they get reunited. But what if they can't quite nail a first date? Or a second first date? Or a third? What is kind of an enigma for me. It's a fantasy novel, and it also has LGBTQ content, but I kind of was like, what's this all about? Like, the cover is really beautiful. It's like one of the most unique book covers I've ever really seen, and it's also got an interesting premise. But I looked at this one, I looked at it for the first time online, and I was like, might as well. This was also like, basically, it wasn't quite $6. It was probably about like 10 or 12 bucks on sale. But I'm really excited for it because the blurb has me really interested. The blurb says, two warriors shepherd an ancient god across a broken land to end the tyrannical reign of a royal family in this standalone epic fantasy. The people suffer under the centuries-long rule of the Moon Throne, the royal family of the despotic emperor and his monstrous sons, the Three Terrors. They hold the countryside in their choking grip. They bleed the land and oppress the citizens with the frightful powers they inherited from a god locked under their palace. But that god cannot be contained forever. With the aid of Jun, a guard broken by his guilt-stricken past, and Kima, an outcast fighting for his future, the god escapes from her royal captivity and flees from her own children, the triplet terrors who would drag her back to their unholy prison. And so it is that she embarks with her young companions on a 5-day pilgrimage in search of freedom and a way to end the Moon Throne forever. The journey ahead would be more dangerous than any of them could have ever imagined, both a sweeping adventure story and an intimate exploration of identity, legacy, and belonging. This Beer Cut Through Water is an ambitious and profound saga that will transport and transform you. It is like none you've ever read before. That's why I bought it. It's like, again, interesting high concept fantasy, interesting political themes, themes of identity, LGBTQ content. What's not to love, at least for me? So this one, again, I'll be reading the first chapter of in like bedtime lo-fi style, just to kind of get myself started with them. Okay, so that is everything that I have for today. I know I've kind of been hunched over. I don't think I'm going to prop up the camera like this any longer. I think I'll probably keep it down, but I'll keep the mic pretty close, like it is right here. I'm touching it. So that's something that I will attempt to do in a future video, but thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have a wonderful day. I love days when I get to put like 2 videos together, because it's like, it's fun. Plus I get to